Okay, guys, that's me again, Vladimir. So I've decided that this channel of communication is probably the best for us because, yeah, the quality is not very nice. Again, I'm using Zoom. So it's similar to an online lesson that you would otherwise have. But in this way, I can post several videos a day. And this is very, very important for those of you who prepare for different exams. Our video today, we're going to talk about some frequently asked questions about the TOEFL exam, specifically TOEFL exam. So several questions that questions or situations that students might ask. And the first one, how much time do I need to prepare for the TOEFL exam? Well, on average, it takes between 3 weeks to 2 months to prepare for the TOEFL exam. If students feel like they need more than 2 months, like 3, 4 months, or half a year, then very often their level of English is not good enough to even be thinking about the TOEFL exam. Maybe they should first improve their English. So those students who are ready, who have finished, let's say at least intermediate, preferably upper intermediate, they need somewhere between 3 weeks to 2 months, let's say 15 to 25 lessons. Second question, what's the hardest section on TOEFL? So you know there are 4 sections. There is reading, listening, speaking, and writing. Very often students are a bit apprehensive about the speaking section. However, the speaking section is very easy to improve. You can improve your speaking skills in basically 4 lessons, 3, 4 homeworks. So the hardest section and the lowest score for most of the students is the reading section. So that's probably the skill that everyone should focus on first. Next question, how much does it cost? Okay, it's a good, valid question. Maybe it's the first question that some students ask. Depends whether it's individual lessons or group lessons. Individual lessons in Moldova can cost anywhere between 300 lei to, I've heard some prices like $50 or €50, which I think is very expensive. So usually a group preparation course would cost you around 3,500 lei for 24, 25 lessons. So if you find something that's much cheaper than that, probably the quality is not very good. If it's much more expensive than that, then again, well, think twice about that if you really need to spend that much money on TOEFL preparation. Can I prepare for TOEFL on my own? Yes, you can, absolutely. Again, if you finished upper or advanced C1 and you need just 86 points, basically there is no need, especially after C1, there is no need to do individual lessons with the teacher, or you could just do 1 or 2 lessons where the teacher explains the structure and just walks you through the sections, and you do a couple of tasks here and there, and you will be ready. However, yeah, if you finish C1 and you want 110 or 115, then yeah, maybe you need some TOEFL preparation. So if you want to do it on your own, just get the books, get the simulation CDs, practice. If you don't need a very high score, if you need 80, 86, 90, your level of English is good, prepare on your own. Can I prepare without homework? You know, I attend classes. Is it possible not to do the homework? Well, that's probably the only course where you'll have to do your homework. You know, general English, some levels, you know, you might spend just 5–10 minutes at home doing your homework. However, TOEFL, Cambridge IELTS preparation requires that you work for an hour and a half, 2 hours at home for every lesson. It's crucial, it's very important. You need to practice the strategies, you need to hone your skills. Second, or next, very often students come and they tell me, well, Vladimir, yeah, I want to do TOEFL preparation, but I also do driving and German, and I have some dancing classes, and I prepare for some Olympiads. Well, in that situation, I would probably recommend to focus on something else. So, because during the 3 weeks or 4 weeks that you have for the exam preparation, you have to focus just on TOEFL. You cannot be juggling 3, 4, 5 things at the same time. Next one, what's better, individual or group lessons? I'm going to tell you guys, no difference. Individual classes, you pay much more than you pay in a group. In a group, one lesson would cost you probably around like 150 lei. So 3, 4 times cheaper, 2, 3, 4 times cheaper. And there is really no difference. Only maybe when you get to the speaking section, because it's the full attention of the professor or the teacher on what you say, then there could be some advantage. You'll just prepare for the speaking section a little bit faster. Reading, listening, writing, no difference whether you do it individually or in a group. Okay, next point, some TOEFL, lots of TOEFL books suggest, the following strategies, like, well, okay, if you want to take TOEFL exam, start reading books in English, start watching films or podcasts or, things like that in English. Well, these are valid strategies when you have at least a year or maybe a year and a half before the exam. So have the time to watch 200 movies in English, to read maybe 5, 6 books, to learn 2,000 words, absolutely. However, if you just have a month or 2 months before the exam, well, that's a bit too late to start reading books in English and doing some of these other things. So you just need to focus on your course solely. So you work with a teacher, individual or in the group, and you do the test for TOEFL. So you just work on TOEFL strategies. Another interesting situation I very often have when students come and I ask them, of course, about their schedule, availability, and the score that they need. And very often they tell me, well, I want the score as high as possible. Well, I think you need to define your goal or your aim very specifically when we talk about TOEFL. So you need to understand if you need 86 or if you need 100 or if you need 110. Because if you don't need 110 and 100 points would suffice, then there is no need to spend 3, 4 months preparing for the score that you'll never need in your life. So if you just need 86 for your BAC exam, well, focus on that. Prepare for 3, 4 weeks, go and take the exam and get your 87, 88, 90, 92 points, and that will be enough. You will save some money and you will save a lot of time, and you will not do the things that will be too hard for you to do maybe for your level. So I'm very excited that I actually managed to do a second video today for all of you guys. So if you have any questions, you can text me on Facebook or get my phone number and just call me directly. Have a nice evening.